guys, welcome back to Simply Fajika. I am so excited for this week's video. This video is how do you start a home care agency? Now guys, I will tell you, as soon as I made the commitment to myself that I was starting this channel, I knew this would be one of my first videos. And it's simply because I just actually went through this process myself. And as I was going through the process, I was a little disappointed on the information that was out there and available to me. I really felt it was limited. And so I wanted to make sure that my commitment was to put something out there, just to put some information out there for people to help them make their decisions and to help them along the process. So here we are today. But before I get started, I did want to share with you a little bit about my journey. I would say June, July of 2019 is when my husband and I decided that this was actually a business that we wanted to look into and that we wanted to actually create for ourselves. Up until that point, we have been consumers. We needed to have home health aides come into our homes to help us care for our parents. It was kind of a natural evolution to want to participate in this process and make sure that we can add to the table compassionate, well-trained home health aides. And so we really decided to give it a go. Mid-September of 2019 is when we were actually able to submit our license to the state for approval. We were actually approved as of New Year's Eve 2019, and so as you can imagine, it was a very happy time for us. We really felt good about it, and so now we're in the staffing phase. We're really trying to staff up so we can start promoting our services. So this is a good time for us, and so I'm excited to share just some tips with you. And so with that, I have created 6 tips that I think will help you on your journey, your path of getting licensed. So let's start with tip number 1. Tip number 1, make sure you understand the difference between a non-medical home health agency and a medical home health agency. You hear those terms kind of thrown around back and forth. It's really important for you to know the difference so that you can make a decision and move forward in pursuing your license. For the purposes of this video, I will give you a small definition. So a medical home health agency is more where you're talking about skilled nursing. So when you think of your dietitianists, your nutritionists, your respiratory therapist, occupational therapist, a physical therapist, that's more considered skilled nursing. When you think of non-medical home care, which is what I run, and which is what a lot of people are seeking today, that's more assisting people with their activities of daily living. So when you think of transferring someone from their bed to the restroom, light housekeeping, meal preparation, you will find that some home care agencies actually offer transportation as a service. So this is transporting the patient from their home to their medical appointments. Things of that nature, that's more considered non-medical home care. And so really, based on that description, again, that was a light one, I really encourage you to kind of dig a little bit deeper just to make sure you understand which one is really which one that you want to pursue. Number 2 is to find out the state requirements that's needed for your licensure. Not only will that help you with your licensure, but it will serve as the foundation for how you operate your business. Our license is through the California Department of Social Services. I will be sure to include that in the video so that you can go back and do your own research on what your state requirements are. The 3rd tip is a real important tip, guys, and that's to create a checklist. Now, when you pull down your state requirements, a checklist will be included in that packet. However, that checklist is only advising you on what's needed so that you can submit for licensure. I'm suggesting that in addition to the checklist that you have for the licensure, there's another checklist that's more your business requirements. By marrying the 2 of them, that will be one comprehensive, complete checklist that you can organize yourself with to make sure that you're not only ready for licensing, but you're also ready to run your business. The 4th step is to plan for startup costs. Now, guys, this is another important one, and I really want to give the most complete and accurate picture that I can. And so for that reason, I am going to create this as a separate video. because it's not only the licensing cost that we need to be concerned with. It's really just what types of insurances do you need to carry? How much does it cost to do a background check? Depending on your state requirements, do you have to pay office? Because some states will allow you to run your business out of your home. So you've got to think about rent. Once you're deciding to pay people, you have to think of invoicing applications and someone actually providing that as a service for you. So there's lots of considerations, and I want to really spell that out for you as accurately and as completely as I can. So you will need to stay tuned for that video because you don't want to miss that. The fifth tip that I have for you is to create a schedule. Now this is really important. I will use myself as an example. I actually do have a full-time position, so I've got my 9-to-5 position. I have my family like many of you out there, and so we have to prioritize those things. And in addition, because for those of us who want more, you take on more to get there. And so what would happen is, after I took care of my priorities, I would additionally spend 2 to 3 hours each night to ensure that I was moving forward in the licensing process. And so I used my checklist that I mentioned earlier, what tasks I needed to complete that day to move myself in the process. So I had allotted that time, and I made sure that time was already planned in terms of what I needed to do for that time. Additionally, on the weekends, because I had a little bit more time, I didn't have the work situation, you have a little bit more time, I would save my more challenging, harder tasks for the weekend because I have more time to dedicate. So I talked to you about the policies and procedures earlier. Policies and procedures, I really worked on that during the week. I wanted to make sure that I could give it full attention and that my mind was clear so I could focus on creating policies and procedures for our business. The sixth tip is really just to commit and go. I have already, in the short time that I've been doing this, I've talked to a lot of people who just, through the recruiting efforts, who wanted to start their own home care but really haven't, for a variety of reasons, decided not to start their own home care. I'm here to tell you that if I'm able to do it, there's no difference between me and you. If you have that small voice in you that's urging you to do this, do it. You owe yourself the attempt to work towards something and really accomplish it. And a little tip that I have for you is I didn't create it as an additional tip because we've already talked through all 6 of the tips that I have for you, but I kind of consider it a bonus tip, is to celebrate each and every win. Guys, this is not going to be easy, and it takes a lot of sweat equity. You're going to put a lot of effort and energy into this. And so I know I've mentioned my policies and procedures because that was a little intimidating for me because I really had to lay out there, what do our processes look like? Who are we as a business? And if you choose to come and be a part, this is what the expectations are for you. That was kind of big for me. So when I completed those policies and procedures, you better know I celebrated. I celebrated because I felt accomplished. So it was nice to say, wow, this document, this 40 or 50 page document, that came out of me. So again, it was nice to celebrate that. And it gave me the oomph I needed to kind of keep moving forward. So make sure you celebrate each and every win, and it really is time to just go. Just do it. Put your plan together, move forward, check it, reassess it, go. Check it, reassess it, go. And before you know it, you'll be looking back and saying, wow, I did this. I'm really licensed and ready to go. So guys, I hope you found that this was value-driven content for you. I was excited to present it to you. And so for those of you who already have home care agencies, if there is another tip that you want to add, please add to the conversation. I would love to see your tips in the comment section. For those of you who are watching this video, please don't forget to like the video and do not forget to subscribe. All right, you guys, until next week, please enjoy the rest of your day and stay blessed.